Think back to your worst crisis. Who was your support network? Friends? Family? Now imagine yourself without that support network. Help Now is that support network.
It was about 1:30 at night. He comes in and shook me and said, "Dad, get up. I think the house is on fire." Son, I said, "You get out and I'm right behind you." They got the fire out and they let me go back in the next morning. And I went in to see if there was anything. It was all just melted. I mean, everything just ruined.
Howard called up and he said, "My apartment has been destroyed by fire. All of my belongings are gone. Is there anything you can do to help?" The first issue was, how do we get him reimbursed for all these items? He lost everything.
Well, he checked the fuse box and he looked in it and he said, "These fuses aren't the ones that go in here."
We suspected that because the fire report laid blame to the property management company in connection with those fuses, that there likely was some responsibility there. We talked to our attorney partners and they confirmed that. But that still netted him over $8,000.
That guy's a miracle worker. That's all I can say. Him and the staff were miracle workers. They made sure that they got a hold of the proper authorities. We had a place to stay in, food, clothing, things like that. In about a week and a half, I had a house.
There's really no other organization like Help Now elsewhere in the country that provides the breadth of services that we do. The reason it's critically important is because people go through crises in their lives. Many of them have no support system and they lack the resources, either financial, intellectual, educational, cultural, language, to be able to cope with the crisis themselves. And we're in a position where we can help them in those situations. There's nobody else doing that. We do such a broad scope of assistance to our clients that if somebody comes in and presents us a multifaceted problem, we're capable of handling that. When we call somebody, as opposed to the client calling him or herself, oftentimes we will get a different response because part of advocacy and part of negotiation and part of persuasion is being able to pick out those facts in a situation that are going to be most important to helping the client. They don't necessarily know that and they're caught up in the situation. Many of our clients are quite indigent. About 60% have incomes under $10,000. Almost 3/4 of them have incomes under $20,000. But I can recall one client, a mentally ill client, who we helped. She had been homeless, she had a bad credit record, she had some minor criminal record, and we persuaded a landlord to give her a second chance, even though on the credit report and on the criminal report that he pulled on her, she would have otherwise been turned down.
If they don't know what mentally ill people go through, I mean, everybody pushes them to the burner because although she's retarded or she's stupid or she's crazy, we won't deal with her because she's not, she's a menace to society. She is nobody. They'll ignore you. They won't help you. They won't give you your check. They don't care if you become homeless, sleeping out in the park under the bridge. Even being a woman or a man, it's still hard to do that. Yeah, I got a little emotional. Sorry about that because I think the place from where I came from to where I'm at now is a big step for me. Yeah, I don't use drugs or drink. Because when mentally ill people don't have any way out, they go to a substance to numb whatever they're going through. Without them, I tell them what may happen with me.
What we're doing is critical to people. It's critical to their lives moving forward, like this homeless woman. We gave her another opportunity to get a fresh start. We've set up this network of other professionals, and it's not just local, it's statewide. These are attorneys, doctors, tradespeople, all of whom will assist our clients, typically pro bono or at a greatly reduced fee, because they need the help, and because we're doing it voluntarily, they want to support our philanthropic efforts.
And he's coming in and he's very friendly. I started speak a little bit about Jesus, and he say, oh, I do the same thing. I read the Bible, I use my job for good purpose, and that make me trust this guy. So I open the door, I say, come in. He say, can I have your permission to test in the water? I say, go ahead. And after he tested the water, he say, oh, the water is really bad. He say, if you love your family, you need to do something right now. I don't have a chance to understand the whole the contract, to read it everything. When he hear, he say that this water system for the house is gonna cost me like close to $5,000. Like, he lied to me. They have a place for testing the water. The water man for is clean. I call him and he no one answered the phone. A friend of mine, and he told me about this program Help Now. I go and I explain the problem, what happened.
First of all, we suspected that Teo was not the only person who had been scammed in this way, and the reason we suspected that is that he told us that these people who had sold him the water filtration system were going door to door. So that there was a strong likelihood, and they were going door to door in the local Latino community. So there was a strong likelihood that if he got bamboozled by these people, that there would be others as well. Mail Tribune ran the story, and instantly, and I'm talking within the next week, we had 20 to 30 people knocking at our doors saying the same thing happened to me. The first goal was some of them were still financing these payments, so we wanted to cut off the obligation to continue paying, and that's the first thing that we did.
When he called me on the phone, after Help Now take care of it, he say, you know, no money, zero. And I feel joy inside, and I say, oh, this program is really good.
Help Now is funded through donation and grants. The grants come from both private foundations as well as we've had governmental grants as well. The donations come both from individuals and from the local business community. We're always seeking more donations. We've recently started an e-newsletter that gives people an easy opportunity to donate by simply clicking on a couple buttons. Our clients, when we conclude cases, oftentimes want to donate, those that can afford to, because they understand that's how we keep our doors open for other people.
These are wonderful people and a wonderful organization, and without them in the community, then a lot of mentally ill people would be in trouble.
My worries were lifted. You know, I had people behind me instead of people in front of me pushing me back. It felt like I had them standing right beside me.
I just want to say thank you to Help Now. For you guys work really hard for help the people.